Hey guys, welcome. Mike Hansen here. I'm going to go over some Facebook marketing strategies for you that are free that you can implement today, and you'll learn how to generate yourself some leads. Welcome, Mike Hansen here. I'm going to go over some Facebook marketing strategies that are free that you can implement today, and there we go. That was me talking over me. So there. So I'm going to share my screen here with you. We're going to go through a PowerPoint. I've got some points of interest there. So what I'd suggest is you get a pen and paper, take some notes. If at the end you got any questions, want to know a little bit more, you can always contact me. My contact information will all be underneath here. So my phone number, my Skype, connect with me on Facebook. We're all good there. So let me just start screen sharing here. Just be a second. And here we go. Share that. We'll make this big. Voila. And okay. So you should have everything in front of you here. So again, my name is Mike Hansen. And I'm going to go through some information here. We're going to go through some of the pains that really happen in the marketplace, and chances are, if you're watching this, you're suffering from one or some, or maybe even all. So this is what I've learned from my millionaire mentor, Darren Little. Here's somebody who's made tens of millions of dollars in his lifetime. He understands this, and believe me, when I found him, I was struggling with the same kind of things. Okay, so let's get started here. So you got number one here. People hate being rejected. I mean, let's face it. Nobody wants to be rejected. Like, especially when you're at the school dance and you finally work up the courage to go and ask that girl that you really want to go dance with to dance with, and she turns you down. I mean, there's the start of life, right? Everybody hates that. You've been in the business for a little while, and you know that you've been told, make a list of your friends and family and go pitch your thing to them. And reality is, number two, you don't want to bother friends and family. The other thing that people really struggle through as you're kind of building the business is you just don't know how to generate your own leads, right? It's there's so many ways to do things, and it's kind of it's confusing, and you really need some structure on how to do that. So we're going to go over some free strategies here. So once you get to that point, and then you do generate some leads and you're talking to people, then you don't know how to close and or upsell them to a higher ticket item, that whatever you're promoting at the time. And then of course, one of the biggest ones that I think many people are challenged with is they just don't know how to duplicate. You know, you could be the hardest worker in your business and getting good results and doing well, but nobody else is, and that becomes a problem, right? So let's go over a few of these things here with you. So really, this all kind of comes back to right from the beginning. How do you start your day? Do you do visualizations or affirmations? Do you know where you're going, right? What are visualizations? Visualizations, it's something I do in the mornings where I have a template written out of my perfect day. You know, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I do my visualizations, and I keep progressing through there. You know, what my goals are for the day. I'm gonna get 10 interviews today. How am I gonna do that? I'm gonna be contacting 25 people per day and build it up from there. And again, at the end of it, if you want a template of how to set that up at the end, you can just get a hold of me, Facebook, Skype, phone, whichever, and I'll get you that as well. And now another thing is, have you set yourself some goals, some real goals with some timelines? So I'm not talking about, you know, out of reach goals like I want to make $50,000 this month, and really you've never made any more than 3 or 4, maybe even 5, maybe 10. It's setting realistic goals with realistic expectations, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this much money by this timeline. So what are you going to do today? What are you going to do in a month? What are you going to do within 3 months? What are you going to do within 6 months, a year? And don't just look at 5 years out. I'm going to be a multimillionaire in 5 years. Okay, great. If you're going to be a multimillionaire in 5 years, how do you break that down? How do you break that down and chunk it down into spaces where you can actually measure what you're doing, right? Because if you set a goal, you should at least have the opportunity to achieve it, right? And if you don't, you need to look at your goals and say, okay, where was I? How did I do? And it's measurable, right? Make it measurable and attainable and get there. So your goals shouldn't be too easy, because if all you're doing is setting yourself really easy goals that you can do with your eyes closed, you're not really accomplishing much, right? It might be a sort of a feel-good thing for you, but you're not challenging yourself, and you're probably not going to be getting to the expectations that you really want to get to. This whole thing, when you're a business owner, and let's face it, that's what we are, we're business owners, right, is 95% mental. Mental. You need to be prepared mentally to do this thing proper. You need to be set up to be rejected. You know, people are going to say no. You've got to let that roll off your back like water on a duck's back. You can't be bothered by it, right? Something that my mentor taught me is, you know, I don't actually, I don't care if I don't even look at it as rejection. It's a person to me is not saying no to me. They're saying no to themselves. That's the reality of it. Doesn't matter how good or whatever you're showing it to them. If they're saying no, it's themselves that are saying no to themselves, right? It's not, you can't take it personally. When you came into this industry, network marketing, MLM, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, affiliate marketing, reality is you signed yourself up for a personal development and leadership model. Okay, what does that mean? Like I said, this thing is 95% mental. If you're not prepared mentally, with your visualizations, with your affirmations, with your own, doing your own personal development, you will get beat down to a point where you will quit and you'll walk away and you'll go back to your job. And it's as simple as that. You need to be prepared for it. So how do you do that? Personal development is all about reading the right things, feeding your mind with the right information. The leadership model of it is the people are looking for somebody that can help them with a problem, okay? And that's where when you're having conversations with people, you're finding out what's going on with them, and you're providing a solution. You need to be the solution to their problem, or they're never gonna join your deal. That's just the way it is. The way to do that is to take a leadership role, right? If you're looking at what the heck is a leadership role, it's doing leadership activities. And what's a leadership activity? Well, I'll tell you, this is one of them right here. Giving a little PowerPoint presentation on giving some information and helping people move forward. It's people start to look at these kinds of things as you're doing them over time, and they start seeing you as a leader because you're doing leadership activities. People will never follow a victim. So if you're one of those people that are sitting there, nobody wants to join me, everybody's saying no, do me a favor, do this. Who's going to follow that? You wouldn't follow that, would you? You can't do things like that. So this is an important part, okay, to what's happening with you right now. So again, how do you do do you do visualizations and affirmations? Do you know where you're going? Do you have set goals with timelines? Are you mentally prepared to do this? And do you do your own personal development? It's key, trust me. So here's some of the Facebook marketing strategies that I was talking about earlier, okay? So if you don't know how to generate your own leads, okay, you can go out and you can do paid traffic, right? And you're gonna have to learn how to do sales funnels, which are landing pages and sales pages and autoresponders and email autoresponders and signing up for this and doing that and getting this all set up. And that's something, you know, we can go over some of that in a later video, but for now, let's just work on what's going on in Facebook and how can you use Facebook to your advantage, okay? So here's some things that you need to start focusing on. So I don't know what your wall looks like. You know, you need to go onto your own Facebook wall and just see what you're doing. So some of the things you need to start posting on. Hang on, I need a drink of water. My daughter came home with popcorn. I had some and now it's stuck in my throat. Lovely. So when you're posting things on your Facebook wall, actually before even going to that, take a look at your profile. Do you have a picture of yourself on there, or you and your spouse? You know, it's people need to see who you are. If you just have a picture of whatever on there and your background is whatever, how do people know who you are, right? Let's face it, if you're using social media, you got to get your face out there. People need to know that they're dealing with a real human being here. I see that all the time. Lots of people just have a picture of their dog or something else on there. It's like, well, who are you? I don't even know who you are. Okay, so that's kind of one of the things you need to do with your Facebook wall. So here's how you want to start attracting people to you and your brand. And remember, you are the brand, okay? So start with positive quotes. Put things on your wall that are things that are positive quotes that people will read and they'll feel better about themselves. Motivational posts or videos, right? So, you know, Tony Robbins, great guy, great motivational posts and great videos as well, right? And you can take those and you can upload to your Facebook page, and those kinds of things are there. Inspirational quotes. Pretty simple to find. If you're having trouble, okay, well, where do I find this stuff? Well, if you go onto Google or wherever, just type in positive quote pics. Just do that. Positive quote PICS, right? Positive quote pics. Hit return, and boom, there you go. And you'll see lots of images. Click on the images, and you'll see a gazillion pictures of stuff. And then create yourself a little folder on your desktop. Find some of the ones you want, just open them up, right click on them. It'll say have a bunch of stuff in there, and you want to save. You want to go to save image as, save it to whatever name it is, or change it to whatever it is, put it in your folder, and boom, there you've got some positive quotes. Do the same thing with motivational posts and videos. Do the same with inspirational quotes. And then you can, when you post those photos or videos, you can put your own little bit of information in there, right? If you want to add to it a bit, right? Personalize it to yourself. How-tos on marketing. Pretty simple thing. I'll tell you what you're learning here. This is an important term for you to remember. Learn, implement, teach. So what do I mean by that? Right now, you're looking at this. I'm giving you some information. Trust me, it's good information. You're learning it. What you want to then do is start implementing it, and then collecting data, results, right? See how that is working for you, and then share your results or teach, right? So you can take the same information that I'm teaching you, and you can make your own video. You can make your own Facebook posts, you know, and provide value to the marketplace. That's what it's all about. Don't be afraid to give away your value. If you're keeping everything just to yourself, that's not helping anybody. Trust me. If you learn information, share it with people. Why not? There's plenty to go around for everybody, right? Those top 4 things: positive quotes, motivational posts, videos, inspirational quotes, and how-tos on marketing. Those are the 4 most important things you should focus on, okay? Those are important so that when people see a post that you put up there, you know, on the right-hand side, when they see all these people posting stuff, is boom, they'll go there, they'll read it, they'll feel better about themselves, they'll learn something, they'll feel inspired, and they'll go on with their day, and it will continue to draw them back to your page. Make sense? Other things you can focus on is some personal adventure with your family, with your team, with yourself. Make your life look entertaining, right? If you're, for instance, this Sunday, I've got my daughter. She's into equestrian riding. She has a riding event, and we're going to go there. I'm going to take some pictures, and I'm going to put it on my wall and just share it with the world, right? This is because you got to remember something about Facebook. Facebook is, as my mentor refers to it, it's a big social lounge, right? You walk in there, and there's a gazillion people you can go out and have conversations with, share stuff with, and move from there. So when you're posting stuff, you're a human being. Share your stuff, right? Another thing you can put on your wall as well, a little bit of entertainment, right? Books, movies, stuff. You know, what movies did you go see? What books are you reading? Comedy is a good one. It's always funny to share a good joke or share a video of a comedian you like or something like that. Number 8 is trivia. Trivia is an interesting one because that's where you ask questions and you give choices. And what do I mean by that? So you have a picture of 4 different kinds of homes, okay? And if you go on my Facebook page, you might see the one that I put up there. I had 4 different homes, a real modern kind of thing, an old kind of Victorian home, a big log home on a lake, and a little condo, right? And I just asked the question, hey, which house would you prefer? And boom, it got a ton of responses from people, and tons of responses from people that have any of my Facebook posts before. So it's a great way to create engagement with the people that you're friends with, okay? Sometimes putting something up there about controversy, you don't want to do this too much, but controversy, trust me, it engages conversation. So, you know, if you go to the current political environment in the US, it's pretty easy to post something controversial about what's going on there, whether you have an opinion about Hillary or the Donald or whatever it is, put it up there and just know that you're going to get a lot of blah, 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 blah. Some good stuff, some bad stuff, but hey, it's all fun, right? So as you are in this business, right? You're building your own business. So what you want to do is provide social proof on your success, right? So if you're making money, if you're moving up the ranks or whatever it is, show a picture of it, right? Don't be afraid to do that. People want to see that you're succeeding. If you're new and you're just kind of getting going, or even if you've been in for a while, whatever it is you're doing, you're not really experiencing success yet, but you're working towards it, then share some social proof on your team's success, right? It doesn't matter if they're even on your team. Just, you know, a lot of times we're connected, but we're not really connected. But if somebody else is doing really well, just say, boom, you know, show a picture of that. Share that, just share the success of it. This is something that my mentor refers to as piggyback marketing. So what's piggyback marketing? Right now, you know, one of the hot movies in the theater is Star Trek, right? So you can piggyback off of the success of Star Trek. So you take a picture of, you know, you can Google this as well. Pretty easy to do, right? Think about it. Go back. Go Google pics, right? Go Star Trek pics, enter, and a whole bunch of them will come up. And say you like a picture of Captain Kirk. So you take a picture of a Captain Kirk, and you can either, you know, depending on if you know how to Photoshop or use a PowerPoint, you can create your own little image, and you can have like a bubble coming out of his head and just kind of pointing it towards whatever it is you're doing, right? And then you can do value-based webinars. So a value-based webinar is kind of what I'm doing right here, giving you some information, providing value to you, hopefully getting you out of where you're at and moving forward. That's what it's all about. So these are ways to create engagement on your Facebook page, okay? So again, the 4 most important ones are up here: positive quotes, motivational post videos, inspirational quotes, how-tos on marketing. Then sprinkle it with some personal adventure, family, team, whether you're going out to a movie, going out to dinner. Trust me, if you're going out for dinner, take a picture of your dinner, post it on Facebook. It creates great engagement with people. Entertainment, what you're reading, what movies you went and saw, talk about that. A little bit of comedy. Trivia, okay, questions with choices. And I mean, you can simplify that to what's your favorite color, right? Post that up there, see what happens. Create a little bit of controversy. Controversy is kind of fun because you know that you're going to get differing opinions, and you're going to evoke emotion from people, and that's what it's all about, right? Social proof on your success, right? If you're doing well, share it. If you're just getting going, you know, you're stuck, you're still kind of getting going, then social proof on your team's success. It's important because people like to see people winning. That's what it's all about. Piggyback marketing, that's where you're taking advantage of something that's popular in the marketplace right now. And then value-based webinars. If you can step out of your comfort zone, and all of you can, by the way, do a video, do a Facebook video, do one of those live things and just talk about something from the heart. You can keep it short, keep it long, whatever you want, say hello. Just do that. Trust me. If you start doing Facebook videos and stuff, Facebook really loves their live video streaming process. So they kind of push those videos to the front. So they kind of get seen by everybody. And it's a great way to create, just to get your face out there, really is what it's all about. Okay. So those are some of the Facebook marketing strategies to get some engagement on your page and to start bringing people into your life. So you start receiving some friend requests. You'll get to see lots of different quotes from different people, and they're all people that you can engage with. So anytime somebody likes your post or comments on it, you know, the reality is that's a lead, and you should never be afraid to chat with them, right? So somebody posts a quote or posts a comment on one of your posts, just go and say, hey, thanks, or whatever you need to do. Like, don't just have them putting comments down there and not responding to them. Like them and converse with them, right? And if it's somebody you haven't chatted with a while, or you have, then send them a private message and say, hey, I saw your comment on my Facebook post. What's going on in your life, right? And start up a conversation. So that's going to lead us to the next page here. Get a conversation going. So one of the first things you need to understand about Facebook marketing, and I see this all the time, and I'm sure you guys do too, is somebody gets into a business, they're all excited, and what do? They post a link on their Facebook page right to it, or they talk about the company this, the company that, blah, 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 blah. I have the greatest weight loss program that you could possibly have. I've been taking these pills and I've been regular ever since. Like it never ends, right? The problem with that repels people. That doesn't bring them in, that repels them, right? And if you're doing it, stop it. I'm telling you, stop it. You need to start becoming the brand, not your company, not your products, not your pay plan. Nobody cares about that stuff, okay? So now when I get a conversation going, so when you start implementing some of those Facebook strategies and you start getting some engagement and people are chatting and you're getting some friend requests coming in, then start a conversation with them. Hit that send message button, open it up and say, hey, what's going on? I saw you commented on my post. Now, what's happening in your life right now? How's your day so far? How's your summer? Start a conversation. That's what it's all about. You're friends for a reason. You know, you can't start looking at every friend that you have as oh, this is just a prospect. I don't need to talk to them. Blah blah blah. You need to converse with everybody, because how would you ever know where anybody is in their life if you're not chatting with them? Hey, I'm as guilty as anybody else is, by the way. I had something like 1,100 friends, and there was a ton of them that I hadn't talked to in over 2 years. Well, why? They're all there for a reason. I didn't just gather a bunch of friends so I could do nothing with them, right? Get to know them. Because this is the other thing you need to realize, right? You are in the Friends for Life program, okay? People might be in your business now. They might come and go. People might not be in your business now, but people come and go. And as you progress through things and things change and they move along, maybe you move to another company, maybe you find something that's pretty exciting, and you start talking to a few of your friends about it. Some of them say, no, it's not a good fit for me right now. But all of a sudden, somebody that you friended a year or two ago, start having a chat with them, all of a sudden, they are open. And all of a sudden, they join your business. And all of a sudden, you become business partners, right? It's one of those things. It's the timing. You never know where the timing is for people, right? Here's something I learned a while ago as well. People will only join you for 2 reasons, okay? They are either 1, in a state of transition, or 2, at a breaking point. Or you could put a potential number 3 is a combination of both, okay? So people are at a point where they're just tired of where they're at. And they need a change. That's a transition, right? So now they're open. They're open to having a chat. Maybe what you have is a fit, maybe it's not. Who knows, right? But if you don't have that conversation with somebody, how will you ever know? People are at a breaking point. Well, a breaking point is where you're just done. You're just done, and you need to, whatever you're doing isn't working, and you need to make a change one way or another, right? And it's either people are in a state of transition or they're at a breaking point. That's something that you need to remember. So here's something that you do. You go through your friends list, open up your friends list. They're all there. Reach out to them and say hi. Hey, what's going on? We haven't chatted in a long time. And that's what it's all about. Get a conversation going. Find out where they are in life. What do they got on their plate now? What's happening in their world? And just have a chat with them. Ask them questions, right? And don't pitch them. Like, don't just say, hey, look at my link. Don't do that. That doesn't work. That repels people. Ask questions, right? Hey, what are you doing? Are you working? Are you still in business? Are you still doing the same things? How's the family, right? How's your family? You were married, right? Yeah, how's the wife? You got kids? Yeah, how old are they? Well, Clyde, what grade are they in? Did you do anything over the summer? And then ask them, like, what's going on in your life? Everything's all good? And see if there's a problem, right? Maybe there is. See, and you can refer to it as pain, right? Is there any pain in their life? This is after you have a conversation, right? What you want to do is just break the ice, for one, right? Get people laughing. Before you do anything in life, period, when you're having a conversation with somebody, have a laugh, right? Get a laugh going. Share some of your personal information. You know, just if you're asking somebody, hey, how's the summer? I'll tell you, it's been so crappy here, and this is true where I'm at. It's like the worst summer I've ever seen. It rained all of July. It never stopped. It was ridiculous. And that's what I tell them. It's like, man, I can't believe it. It rained so much here. We almost broke a record from 1927. I almost had to fly somewhere hot just to go get some sun. LOL, right? And then, trust me, they'll come back with a response of what's going on there. So, well, it's beautiful hot here, blah, blah, blah. And then you can also say, yeah, the last time I kind of saw the sun was, we went to Santa Barbara at the beginning of June there. This is true. And then I share some pictures, some of my own personal pictures of where we were, of my family, I went fishing. I share some pictures of the fish. I've got one I refer to as most of my conversations. Yeah, I even caught Nemo. I share the picture of this little guy who kind of looks like Nemo. Just, it breaks the ice. And from there, you just have a conversation. You find out what's going on. Are they open? Is their plate full right now? Or, are they liquid? Are they open to looking at something? And that's how you go through it. And if they're not, that's cool, right? Don't take it as a negative, right? If somebody says, no, I'm good right now, just respond with, cool, what you got planned for the weekend, right? Or what you got going for the rest of the week, and move on. Don't worry about it. Don't think for any reason that you did something wrong or anything else, right? It's no big deal. Just move on, have a conversation, and keep going. So from there, it's adding friends. So now if you have a problem of, I don't have any friends on Facebook. Well, that's not a big deal either, okay? You can start with this. You can do a search on Google. This Google thing is amazing, hey? And type this in, top 200 MLM income earners, okay? Hit that, hit enter, and boom, you'll see a link down there. You can click on that link, and you'll see all the names that are in there. So you find those names, and then what do you do with those names? You go into Facebook, you type in their name, you hit enter, and you see what comes up. When you see their picture come up, you go to their Facebook wall, and you see how many friends they have. Go down their friends list. Lots of times these are anybody can see them. Open it up, and trust me, with most of them, you'll have 2, 3, 4, even 5,000 people that you can now connect with. Okay, it really is that simple. So click on some of the friends, have a look at their walls, see what they're up to. Depending if they look active, if they look like you might be able to connect with them, and just send them a private message saying something like, hey, looks like we're both home-based business owners, would love to connect with you and learn a little bit about you. Something simple like that, where it's like, hey, it was on your wall, you know, or I saw you were friends with whoever the person is that you put on there. I love what you got going on your wall. I saw some of your vacation pics. Like, don't make stuff up. Go have a look at their wall and see what it's all about. If something that's there that connects with you, mention it, right? Hey, I saw that you were in Santa Barbara. I was there too, right? Or whatever, something. So you send them a private message that way. You send them a friend request. And this, just so you know, when you send a message to somebody that's not your friend, that you've just sent a friend request to, it goes into their other bin. So they may not look at it. Sometimes they may. But they might just, they see a friend request, they accept it right away. So the other thing is, don't send out hundreds of friend requests all at once, okay? Because Facebook watches that kind of thing. And if you do too much of it, they'll actually block your account and put you in Facebook jail, as they mention it. And that could be for a few weeks, could be for a few months. So don't do that. You know, just really go have a look at some people's walls. Do 3 to 5 an hour or something like that, right? And all of a sudden, people will start to accept your friend requests. You'll start having conversations with them. You'll see where they are in their life. And don't talk business. That's something that you really got to take to heart. Don't talk business. Talk to them. Have a conversation, right? When you meet your friend at the pub for a glass of wine or a beer or something, do you walk in and just start talking business? No, you don't. So don't make it weird on Facebook. It's the same thing, right? People don't want to be pitched. They don't. Get to know them, right? Become friends with them. Bring them into the friends for life thing. So again, don't send out hundreds of friend requests all at once, because if you do that, Facebook, they have their algorithms. They know what's going on. If somebody's doing this too much, then again, they'll put you in Facebook jail for a while, and you don't want that to happen. So just do this. That's how you would do it really anyway, when you're really looking at somebody's profile, what's going on with them, and go from there. So now it's about connecting with people, right? So now some people are starting to engage with you. They're accepting your friend requests. So what do? Now you got to connect with them. Well, it's just like I mentioned in the last page. How do you do that? Talk to them like you would anyone else. Don't make it weird. Hey, how's it going? How's your summer so far? How's your fall so far? Or getting pretty close to Christmas. You ready for that? Share some of your life with them, right? Find some commonality. They have a family, you have a family. You got kids, they got kids, right? You have a pet, they have pets. They like to go on vacations, you like to go on vacations. And just have conversations back and forth like that. You want to connect with them. Find 3 things in common with them. And if you can do that in under 5 minutes, you've got a friend for life, okay? Visuals are always great. So that's when you're having a chat and you're talking about stuff like your last vacation. Then you send them some pictures along in the conversation, and then they can kind of see into your life, right? And you become, at that point, what's referred to as a naked soul. That's where you are sharing your life. It's like, here, this is who I am, and this is what I did. That's why visuals are always great, okay? Get them to an LOL. This is how you break down somebody's armor, right? Because everybody's, you know, when they start talking with somebody, their armor is up, right? So how do you do that? You become that naked soul, right? Share something about you, right? Be a real human being. Break the ice, get to an LOL. Once you get to that LOL, you can start asking them some questions. So what's going on in your life right now? How much you got on your plate? What are you doing? How are you doing? Is there any, are you having problems? Is there anything that you need some help with, right? Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, and find out if there's any pain in their life. Hey, you know what? You ask somebody, so how's business going? Well, you know, nobody's going to tell you this, by the way, until you break the ice with them, right? Until they get to an LOL and you've got some commonality, right? If you just ask this right away, everybody's going to tell you everything's great, everything's beautiful. right? You have no idea. Once you ask the questions, once you break the ice, once you get to that LOL, once you've shared some things about you and you find some commonality with people, then you can ask questions, right? Well, how's business going? Well, it's a little slow, really. I got nothing going on here. Well, what's going on? And keep asking questions till you can find, what's the real problem? Do they have a mentor? Do they have a team? Are they making sales? Is any of this stuff working for them? And once you find that pain, then potentially you can help them solve a problem. And this goes right back to the very beginning, where people are looking for someone that can help them solve a problem. So if they're having a problem, you find out what that pain is, be the solution for that problem, and they might just join your business, right? So connecting with people, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it right there. So this is what I want to share with you. I'm all done with that information. This is I just want to share this with you as well. Okay, right now I'm part of the Black Ops Underground Marketing Project, and I was in a state of transition as well as a breaking point myself. And I was at a point where I thought, man, I know I can do this. I know this works. It's like, but why can't I get any freaking traction? For me, I wanted to work with somebody that is not only teaching it, but also doing it. That was something important for me. And that's when I found Darren Little. I got involved in the Black Ops Underground Marketing. And these are some of the results that we've had in 41 days. And some of these are from even less than that. We're attracting some of the biggest internet marketers out there. Some of these guys, I never even heard of their names before, but they are, they're just absolutely crushing it. And it's bringing in people that are struggling. That's what it's all about. So Darren Little is who I'm working with, who I'm learning with, and you can see his results, right? With what we've been doing. In 41 days, he made $120,000, and he's teaching us how to do it, right? People come onto our team. It's not only what they get from the business part of it, but it's the $10,000 worth of millionaire mentoring that you get from a guy like Darren Little, right? It's pretty cool stuff. You look at some of these people, these are some of the top internet marketers that are out there now coming onto our team because what we're doing is different and it makes total sense. If you look over here, Michelle, she's a mom, two little kids. You think her life's pretty crazy? You bet. She was online blogging and doing all kinds of things for over 2 years. She got working with us and she made $6,000 in 20 days, and that's more than she's made, right? Justin, he works as an engineer. That's his day job. 7K in 20 days. Pretty darn good. This fella here, Eagle made 10Ks in 11 days. What you need to know about Eagle is he's a personal trainer. He's never, ever, ever done this kind of industry ever. So pretty good results there, right? And here's a big one. I took a bigger picture of this guy because this young fella is 17 years old. Let me repeat that. This young fella is 17 years old. He made $34,000 in his first month. Do you think what we're being taught works? I think so. And I also think that if a 17-year-old kid can do this, so can you. So that's kind of what I'm involved with as well. If you want a little more information than that, I left my link on there. You can also call me, connect with me on Facebook, Skype with me, and we'll chat further. Again, if you have any questions on the information that I did share with you, please feel free to contact me. Happy to go over more information. I talked about the visualizations and how you can set those up. Contact me on that too, and I can send you out a template and kind of help you get set up with that too. So remember, get your day started properly. So on that note, I know you got some value out of that. So take care, get your business going, just start taking action. That's one of the most important things you got to do. If you're just sitting there hoping, then you're a cheerleader. Don't be a cheerleader, be a leader. That's what it's all about. Start doing leadership activities. Leadership activities are getting a bit out of your comfort zone and doing the things that other people are not comfortable doing. And this is one of them. All right, you guys, take care. I'm just going to stop screen sharing here. And on that note, have yourselves a great night. Check back. I'll be doing more of these videos later. Take care. Have a good night. See ya.